Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video was completely unplanned. It's just kind of a spur of the moment thing because I decided that I needed to make a video about what I just witnessed. So Tana Mongeau came out with an apology video for the things that she has been accused of, the microaggression / racism that she has been accused of by multiple YouTubers, and for, just a lot of the racist stuff that she's done in the past. I actually made a video about all of these allegations and the things like that, and I will link that video in the description down below so that you can be caught up with everything that has been happening surrounding Tana Mongeau. But yeah, she made an apology video, and I really want to just give you my thoughts, just put in my 2 cents, because this apology video was a doozy. So before I do get into it, please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this mess. Alright, so before we get into what she actually said, let's just go ahead and go through the checklist of apology videos. She didn't cry, she had makeup on, she wasn't wearing a gray hoodie. So those are good things on the list. However, what I will say is that her PR team, I've noticed a lot of things in marketing, and this was clearly a marketing strategy to make the whole thing white. She made this whole entire video white. Do you notice all of the white and then, the gray accents, but it's all white, white as in positive, as in good, as in angelic. I think that she was trying to go for I'm not the villain, I'm the good guy who made mistakes, but I'm getting better, and I'm showing you that I'm actually an angel behind the mask and behind all the scenes and behind everything. I'm actually an angel, therefore I'm gonna wear all white. Come on now, that was marketing, that was PR. And so yeah, I think that it's just funny that even before we get into what she actually said, you can tell how this apology video is going to go just by looking at what it even looks like. That says a lot about a lot of these apology videos. And yeah, so that's just the first thing that I want to touch on. So again, like I said earlier, Tana is basically apologizing for a few YouTubers coming out saying that she has been microaggressively racist and just done a lot of things to these Black creators that they deemed racist and that they felt was, microaggressive, and basically, calling Tana out after years of just having to deal with suffering in silence and everything like that. This apology came after months. They made these videos. This outrage came months ago. I made that video, I'm pretty sure, at least a month ago. So I don't know why she took this long to make a 14-minute video. And then in the video, the first thing that she does is apologize for how long it took. Which is even funnier to me because in the video that I made, she had actually posted Instagram stories where she was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video apologizing soon. And then it took months for her to apologize. It took so long for her to apologize that I forgot that this even happened. And so I was confused when I went onto Twitter and everyone was mad at Tana, and then I was like, wait, apology for what? Oh, for the stuff that happened months ago that she said that she would address months ago and that she never did. So Tana, the whole entire video, which again is 14 minutes, the entire video, Tana was talking really fast. She was saying a lot of words, a lot of the same words. She said white privilege, and she said microaggression so many times it could have been a drinking game. It was insane how many times she said those words. It was insane how many times she said the word accountability. And in the first 5 minutes, it seemed like it was just a prolonged intro. The entire apology video seemed like just it just seemed like an elongated intro to an actual apology video. Because the thing about apologies is that you say what you did wrong and then you apologize for what you did wrong. What Tana did was say, hey, I'm about to take accountability. I'm ready. I'm taking accountability. I'm going to take accountability. Hey, I am taking accountability and I'm saying sorry, but And then that was it. And then the video was over. So it's like, what are you saying sorry for? You leave the video. You don't know what she's apologizing for. If you didn't know about the drama that happened, again, months ago, then you would have no clue what she's apologizing for. Which, again, is another thing that a lot of influencers, that's now part of their sorry routine, is like, hey, I'm actually just gonna say I'm taking accountability so that people can check that off the list. But it's like, no, you're not taking accountability. You're just saying that so that people can think that you are. You know what I'm saying? It's not really taking accountability. Taking accountability is saying, hey, I did this, that was wrong, I see why this is wrong, and I'm going to change that behavior. But she didn't do that. She didn't say what the microaggressions were. She didn't dive into that whatsoever. So what are you sorry for, Tana? I mean, what are you sorry for? And she was using all of this big vocabulary. She was using these words that I know she doesn't really use. And I'm just sitting here like, girl, this sounds so scripted. Like, this sounds completely and utterly scripted. It'd be one thing if she did it like Tati did and was like, hey, I pre-wrote this, I'm gonna read this out. That would be different. But she didn't even do that. So it's already manipulation, because people are like, did this come from you or was this pre-written? We don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing was just so fake. And I know a lot of people who are anti quote unquote cancel culture, who I guess are on their high horse and think that, you know, we should give everybody a chance, even if they murdered everyone's mothers. I guess we should just give everybody a chance, right? Anyways, you know, they're gonna say, well, you know, she can't satisfy or please anybody. Everyone's gonna be mad at her regardless of what she does or says or whatever. No. There have been so many people that have apologized and people forgave. I mean, a lot of people have moved on past people's mistakes. There are a lot of influencers who have done wrong things or have had a lot of mistakes, but then they went on to apologize and fix them and move on. And their apologies were not totally scripted manipulation. That is the difference. The reason why Tana is not being forgiven by a lot of people is because it is obvious that she's not being genuine. Just because you check off things on a list that you think are going to make your apology be accepted does not mean that it is going to be accepted. Because what matters to people is the heart. What matters to people is if you are going to actually change this behavior or not. What matters to people is if they know that they can trust you, if they know that they can follow you, if they can actually, you know, continue to give you their views, their money, their time, their support. Are you deserving of that? There are certain people who have made mistakes, but they have become deserving of that. Tana Mongeau is not one of those people. So the entire time, Tana was basically talking about how she's aware of her white privilege. And, you know, she's aware that as a white creator, you know, she has certain privilege that other people don't. You know, people of color won't get away with the things that she gets away with, and da-da-da-da-da. And she also said that, like, all of her other apology videos were trash. And it was just, she just kept rambling. It was honestly rambling. It was very well worded rambling. And I was like, wow, this is really good for someone who's completely rambling and talking nonsense. If you actually listen to what she said, she didn't really say anything for about 10 minutes of the entire video. I think that there were 4 solid minutes of her actually saying something, but then the rest of the video was just her repeating that something. And she's like, I need to get over 10 minutes so that people think that this is like, this has some substance, but it can't be too long or else I'll really be rambling, you know, like she had to make it like a good time. So like 14 minutes is like really good. It was, I think that Tana Mongeau is one of the worst manipulators. I'm sorry, because it's so obvious that she's being manipulative. Completely obvious. Like, if you continuously bring up the fact that you have white privilege, then a lot of people think that you're really guilty, like you feel really guilty and you feel really bad about it, But what the problem with that whole logic is that no one should feel bad about having privilege because they can't control that. Like, you can't control the fact that you're white, so why would you feel bad or feel guilty or apologize for having white privilege, which is basically what she was doing the entire video. And then she was trying to manipulate people using that tactic. But if you think about it logically for a split second, you realize that that doesn't even make sense. That's what a lot of her points were, was just her using things that she thought were going to be like great manipulative tactics, but actually were like horrible manipulative tactics. Like, I mean, how do you apologize for your apology video taking too long? After you had already previously, months before, said, I'm going to come out with an apology video soon. Like, Tana, what? Dude, what? The whole thing didn't make any sense. You were sitting here like, where is the substance? Where is the value? What am I getting from this video? And then I realized, no, I am getting something from this video. I am learning that Tana Mongeau will never change. She is the same person that she will always be. She shouldn't have a platform. Honestly, she should have been deplatformed when she put a video of her driving under the influence under hard drugs in a vlog to her tween audience. At that point, you should be deplatformed. Like, at that point, you don't deserve a platform whatsoever. So all the rest of this fluff and the rest of the years that she's been able to scam people, you know, with TanaCon, did we forget about that? But she didn't take accountability for that either. She literally just said, I'm sorry that I put Michael in charge of it. Like, dude, it's constantly Tana Mongeau never saying, I did something wrong. I have done something wrong and I am trying to genuinely change. She won't ever say that. She won't ever say what she did wrong, ever. Because the entire video, she did not name one microaggression that she ever did. And then she had the nerve to be like, oh, I'm sorry that you felt that way. She literally said that in the video. And I mean, everybody was making a lot of good points in the comment section. I saw no one even mention that point, that she literally said to Nessa, I'm sorry that you felt that way. That is the most manipulative, microaggressive apology that I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry that you felt that way. Seriously, Tana? You should have just said that you didn't think that you did anything wrong and not apologized. I would have respected Tana more if she sat up there and just said, I don't think I did anything wrong, and at least come with receipts or something, and actually, like, at least defended herself, because clearly she doesn't think that she did anything wrong. Clearly she doesn't think that she did anything wrong to Nessa, because she literally told her, hey, I'm sorry you felt that way. Like, what? Now, her apology to Nessa and her apology to Colin are not mine to accept. However, what I will say is that if I were Nessa or if I were Colin, I wouldn't accept that whatsoever. It was just it was a horrible apology, especially to Nessa. If I were Nessa, I'd be fuming at the fact that someone just told me, I'm sorry that you felt that way. Like, if somebody tells me I'm sorry you felt that way, you might as well just slap me in the face. Like, that's just so rude, honestly, to me, and disrespectful that you would disregard someone's... You're really invalidating what people are saying. And she literally said, I validate your feelings, and I validate, like, that. What? First of all, you don't have the authority to validate feelings, but like, fine. But it felt like she was invalidating what Nessa was saying. It's not just she felt this way. It was your actions that caused her to feel this way. Let's talk about your actions. And she's talking about people's reactions and never her actions. That is Tana Mongeau's thing. She likes to talk about the outrage and, you know, I see the outrage. But no, you're not seeing your actions. There's a reason why people are mad. A lot of these influencers do not understand that, or maybe they do, I don't know. But a lot of these influencers refuse to acknowledge the fact that they are the reason why people are upset. It's not because people like to be mad. That's a self-righteous, holier than thou mentality, that they're on some type of pedestal and everybody just likes to be mad for no reason. That's just not true. 99% of society, they have common sense. No one's just gonna be mad for no reason. So clearly you did something. Clearly you made somebody mad for a reason. Nobody just has no reason to be upset. And even if it was a misunderstanding, to sit up here and try to say, I'm sorry you felt that way, instead of, hey, these are my actions, those were not my intentions, I don't want you to ever think that way of me, or to think that, because that wasn't how I was thinking. She could have said that. She could have said, hey, I was being microaggressive and I didn't even really think about everything that I was thinking. I was just kind of going off assumptions. Because one thing about microaggressions is if you partake in those, it shows that you do have racist ideology, regardless if she wants to admit that or not. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, like, if you're perpetuating those, it means that you do have some type of racism in you. Like, it's not just out of nowhere that you do these microaggressions. You know what I'm saying? That's not out of nowhere. But instead, Tana took neither approach and just said, hey, I'm sorry you feel like I was microaggressive, and I'm not going to say why you feel that way. I'm just going to say, hey, sorry that you feel that way, to basically make it seem like she's irrational and that she just feels ways to feel a way. She just wants to be mad to be mad. And it was just the entire video. I was just sitting there watching it. Mind you, I'm on like a break from work. I was on a break from work when I was watching it. I was already exhausted. Then I sit down and I see on Twitter, oh, she made a video. Then I'm like, oh, I guess I have to watch this. And then I was just sitting there listening to nothing. Like, listening to nothingness. It was like scrambled eggs for brains type stuff. It was just ridiculously bad. It was a horrible, horrible apology. And then, oh, the kicker. She said, this is my last apology video. So you're never going to apologize for your next mistakes? Tana, do you think that from now on you're going to be perfect? You're like, what are you, what? You're going to be Mother Teresa now? Like, and she does this all the time. She pretends as if she's never going to make a mistake again. I mean, to me, it communicates she thinks that this should be enough for you. You should be satisfied with this, so I shouldn't have to make another apology video. Even though she's going to have to make another apology video at some point, because she's Tana Mongeau and she likes to be a bad person. Let's call a spade a spade. She likes to be a bad person, so at some point she's going to have to make an apology video. And when she does, I'm going to clock her for what she said in this one. So yeah, there's that. And then she said, I'm going to do my part by donating and voting for Joe Biden. And not to get too political on here, but what I will say is that Joe Biden is not a black ally. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. She's trying to make it see, that's one thing. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to clock a lot of white liberals, is that they're trying to make the Black Lives Matter movement a political thing. It is not political. It is not a bipartisan thing. It's not a bipartisan movement. It's not a movement for the Democrats. It's not a movement for the Republicans. It is a movement for good people versus bad people. All right. And quite frankly, let's be honest here. Let's be 100% transparent. Joe Biden has never truly been an ally to black people. Even recently, he has said racist things. Hillary Clinton was never an ally to black people. Let's call a spade a freaking spade. Obama didn't even do the things that black people needed him to do when he was in office. So to try to make it seem like we need to vote Trump out of office to make this country better is it is just ignoring the racist history of it's recent racist history. We had a Democratic president in office when Philando Castile was murdered. I will never forget that. Summer of 2016, I won't ever forget. Let's not forget Trayvon Martin. Let's not forget all of the other murders of black people in this country under President Obama. Okay? So no, it's not let's vote Trump out because we need to stand with Black Lives Matter. That makes it seem like this movement is political when it is not. It's not political. It's about who's a good person and who is not a good person. So I don't know. That just always upsets me that that's what people that's people's argument. That's people's way of, oh, that's how I'm going to be an activist. And she called herself an activist, which I felt like was a slap in the face of people who are actual activists. Tana Mongeau, you are not an activist. Don't sit up here and try to act like you are suddenly Malcolm X. Like, no, you're not, girl. Sit down. You're not an activist. Don't pretend to be. Don't sit up here. Like, no, you're not. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I felt like that was very disrespectful. And just the way that she ended that video, making it seem like that was her contribution, that was her activism. I'm going to continue to stand up for people. No, you're not. You don't do that. You don't do that. Tana, when have you ever really stood up for people? When will you ever even take accountability for what you've done in the past? When will you take accountability for lying, for being a bad influence to so many kids? When are you going to take accountability for being a scammer? You can't have all that baggage that you have yet to like really unload and unpack, and then claim to be an activist, and then claim that you're going to stand up for the little guy. Like, no, Tana, no. Just overall, I felt like the video was extremely manipulative. I thought that it was extremely rehearsed. I don't think that it was genuine. I don't think that she would really apologize for anything. I don't think that she's sorry. I still think that she's a bad person. She's never once proven to be anything other than a bad person, so why should I believe that she's a good person? I mean, even if she didn't have racism on her resume, she also has scamming thousands of teenagers on her resume and then not owning up to it and lying to this day and not giving out refunds to this day. That's also on her resume. So yeah, Tana Mongeau isn't a good person. No one should really support her. I think that she should be deplatformed. And yeah, that's my thoughts on the video. Now, I also saw on Twitter that Keemstar, he's absolute garbage, had something to say about the video. I'm going to go ahead and show you the video that Keemstar posted on Twitter. And then I'm going to show you Tana's response and then just give my little 2 cents about that situation.
Tana, I'm going to make a drum lord on this, but I figured I'd tell you directly, as opposed to just talking about you. I'd like to talk to you. This apology sucks. All right. Stop pandering to the mob. The angry mob, the cancel mob, doesn't give a flying. All right. You said everything in this video right. You know, you wrote it down, you wrote this script, and you covered all the bases. All right. I'm sorry for literally everything, and I'm sorry for taking so long, and I'm going to take accountability. But when you're talking, right, everybody that knows who Tana Mongeau is knows that that's not Tana Mongeau. Who's that person talking? Who's that robot? You should have straight up said that the people accused you of being racist to them or whatever, or the microaggressions, you should have told them to suck a big, you should have told them off, all right? Because there's no way you believe those people are right. By watching this apology, it's clear you're just trying to get it out of it. Like, I want to get out of it. I'm going to say whatever I need to say. There's no way that you actually am sorry to these people, right? I wouldn't be if they accused me of something I didn't do. And I guess the whole basis of this apology is you said the N-word 9 years ago when you were 13 or 14? Is that the whole basis of this apology? Didn't you already apologize for that after iDubbbz called you out and stuff? And you haven't repeated anything like that? You're losing connection with your fans, all right? Talk to your fans the way Tana Mongeau has always talked to her fans. Don't do this, I am a celebrity and here's my statement, because you're quickly becoming not a celebrity. All your socials are dying. I cover you on Drama, I get less views. Happened twice. I'm telling you, stop this fake. Just be you. It's the only way. The internet cares about reality, not this fake. Your career's gonna end.
And then Tana responded saying, you know what, you're so right. Like, that is amazing advice. First of all, if you say that that is amazing advice from Keemstar, at that point, you're already going in the wrong direction. So basically, what Tana tweeted was that, actually, yeah, you're so right. I didn't mean any of that. I'm not sorry for any of it. So the whole apology video is null. You can't make this stuff up, bro. You cannot make this up. She literally wasted months of people's time building up to an apology video that on its own was already garbage. And then she went on Twitter to basically say, yep, actually, I didn't mean any of that at all. If you still support Tana Mongeau after this, I'm sorry, but I'm going to question your morality too. Because, like, who in the world is supporting this garbage? You know what the crazy thing about Keem's video is that I agreed with a lot. It's so weird how I agreed with him, but then it's like he took a turn. It's like I agreed with his analysis of the video, but then his conclusion was absolutely just backwards and wrong. And honestly, he seems racist too, let's be honest here. Yes, she didn't seem sincere. Yes, it was completely robotic. Yes, it was a horrible apology video. I agree with all of those things. I agree with the fact that, yes, she should have really just made a video where she really said how she felt. But Keem, she's still wrong. Like, the only reason why I would want her to make a video basically saying that she doesn't think that she did anything wrong is because it would have been more authentic than the video that she posted. That's literally it. It's just so that people can see exactly where Tana Mongeau stands. It's not because that'll make her a good person, because it's not. Because, Keem, you're very much wrong. I don't know how in the world he's like a drama alert person, because, I mean, he literally doesn't know what they were even upset at her for, because he said that she basically was apologizing for saying the N-word 9 years ago, when that's not what the apology was about. It was about other racism that happened later than 9 years ago. So, like, that, I'm sorry, but I don't know who in the world is watching his disgusting videos. He is a disgusting man, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, yes, she should have just not made the video. It was a horrible video. You really should have just said how you felt. But no, Tana, you're not right. It's like she was looking for the one person to be on her side, the one person to get that Tana's a victim. Suddenly, somehow, both of them spun this to where Tana is a victim in this entire situation, and that people are just picking on her. And somehow Keemstar, of all people, is going to be on her side. And, oh, you know, everyone's just trying to do cancel culture and da-da-da-da-da. This dude he's gross. I cannot fathom how anyone supports him. But anyways, she just wanted to find someone who would try to make her a victim, and then she was like, yes, like, I love this, because now she feels like, okay, like, someone's on my side. I got someone on my side. I was manipulative enough. I waited long enough so that people forgot what I was apologizing for. I forgot what people were upset about. I waited long enough, and now here's the fruit of it. Now a big YouTuber is on my side. Absolutely ridiculous. And then for her to basically say, yeah, you're right, like, I didn't actually mean that apology whatsoever. Like, Tana Mongeau is, that girl, she is not, I can't even put into words how much the amount of disdain I have for Tana Mongeau. Because it's like she is always rewarded for her bad behavior and for being a genuinely bad person. Point blank, period. Like, at this point, if you don't realize that she's just not a good person, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, that is it for me. Please enjoy this obligatory picture of Justin Bieber and the newest pop star video that literally sent so much serotonin to my brain. I almost had a breakdown because I was like, wow, I haven't had this much serotonin since like 2007. So it was just like so great. So that's why I had to include this picture, because I just needed serotonin, because making this video was very, very exhausting. Anyways, that is it for this video. That's my thoughts on Tana Mongeau. I know I made a lot of harsh claims. I don't care at this point. She's just done so much that I'm putting her not on the same level as Jeffree Star, but she's getting up there. So like, yeah, that's how I feel about her. So I don't really feel bad about making the claims that I made. But yeah, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below what you think of this video, what you think of Tana's apology and her tweets after that, what you think of what Keemstar had to say, everything like that. Go ahead and comment that down below, and please do subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notifications so that you're notified of the next time that I post a video. So yeah, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!